and she's also professional in leadership training.
Also actress.
And also an actress.
Wow!
Right? And she has been actually been invited to give a lot of speeches, especially in all the big blue chips company. All the company you can think of, name of IBM, whatever. Even what? DBS, UBS, Goldman Sachs, CT, Julius, Dell, AI. Wow. All the rich company paying her to talk. Alright? And tonight we are so grateful, we are so lucky, we are so fortunate that she's going to speak to us free of charge. And her topic tonight is, of course, what's the topic? You know what's the topic? It's about blood, sweat, and tears. All things that maybe will make you smell, but very important. Okay, right, so without much ado, let's welcome Penny Radcliffe.
Agora, good evening.
Good evening.
And then there was blood. Sorry. I went on holiday, and as always, I went cycling, and very, very quickly in Australia, I fell. Agora, there was blood, but fortunately, nothing was broken. So I just continued with the red spurting out, quite merrily, with a big towel, of course. And it just caught my attention. I thought to myself, I'm on holiday, but how many times have we all, including our men here, broken our hearts? Our hearts bled and our hearts pined when somebody we thought we loved did not love us anymore. But we get over it, Agora, and we refound our positive spirit. Let me take you back, because when we lose blood, not metaphorically but physically, when we fall, the plasma in our blood gets replaced within 24 hours, so it really doesn't matter. But I'd like to share with you intimately, if I may, that one day, or one time, a few years ago in Singapore, I self-inflicted, and there was a lot of blood. Would you like to know how?
Yes, please.
I'm very vain. I had a facelift. And the facelift is extraordinarily dicey, I would say. You are on the surgeon bed in the theatre. You are awake, but you're heavily dosed to have the 5-hour facelift. And believe it or not, there's a lot of blood. So heavily dosed with this beautiful surgeon in Singapore, Dr. Wong. Vanity, of course. And all you can feel, it's rather excruciating, is the knife cutting the side, and then the cotton wool is continually dabbed with the blood pouring down. And of course there is a large smell of burning as the droopy skin gets burned off. But it was successful. But the challenge that day when I had facelift in Gleneagles, because you're cladded up like that, is to find a taxi just on the north of Orchard Road, because the taxi drivers think you're an alien, rather mad, or you've just come out of gangland. But eventually, with my partner John, we found, looking like that, a taxi, and he accelerated home. He was scared. He thought I would attack him. But we got over it. And although it was very, very painful, that facelift, the end result, and I can remember hugging Dr. Wong profusively. We got over that pain, just like our hearts sometimes is in pain. And we look better for it. And we move on once again with that positive spirit. And then, of course, we sweat. I can remember being in a cold sweat in Exco, sitting in exam, a critical exam with 1,000 other mature adults. We had to pass. It was a horrible place. All we had were all our bags strewn at the back. 1,000 people in this huge hall. The invigilator booming. Do not touch anything. Put your IC on the corner and there is a pen. And please do not. This was before technology, of course. Please do not open your papers. We were all in the coldest of sweats. Nerves. Nervous tension. Feeling completely daunted. And then we were allowed to open our papers. Agora. Now me, in the array of cold sweat and fear, my goodness, I suddenly looked at question 1. I couldn't do it, so I had to put up my hand. I had to go to the restroom. My tummy just churned, and then I came back, I was patted down. And then I resat the exam. And I was scared because I did not know question 1 at all. But then I breathed. And then I remembered that I had studied that, and I became calm. My sweat disappeared, and I passed it, because my positive spirit returned. And then, of course, there are always tears. I can remember in Singapore one time, emotionally crying for 3 days because I failed one very important exam. My partner John was totally perplexed with me. He said, Penny, stop crying. In the end, what on earth is going to happen? What is the worst thing you have to do, my darling? Resit the exam. He said, is that so bad? No, it's not. I resat. I found my positive spirit again. And I passed.
Wow.
And I was so thrilled about that. The loss of embarrassment once again. Toastmasters, we have Agora. We have blood, sweat and tears, and very often it's chronological.
Yeah.
We go through that.
Yes.
We go through that, but what I would suggest is when you have a harsh time, when you fall metaphorically, when somebody doesn't love you anymore, when you lose somebody too soon, which I did, refind that courage. Refind that positive spirit. You are good. People who you lost, they want you to be successful in your life. Find positive spirit. You will move on. Have that courage. Put out yesterday's candle and find the laser tomorrow morning.
Wow.
This is positive spirit. Move on positively. Agora. Thank you very much.
So the timer's report is
The inspiring speech by Penny took 7 minutes and 25 seconds.
All right.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Agora.
Good evening.
You will say that Penny's speech was like a dance.
Yeah.
She moved on stage. A special type of waltz.
Yeah.
And that type of dance fascinated us.
Yes.
So we watched her movements, and her movements coincided with her voice,
Yeah, right.
which went from high to low, and therefore mesmerized you.
Yes.
It was so fantastic that I don't really know how to criticize. Blood, sweat, and tears were all things that were frightening, but she made it so beautiful.
Yes.
Don't you think she did a fantastic It was a fantastic creation of her speech. It had passion.
Yes.
It had tension. These are things that we should all learn from her.
Yes.
But I am supposed to give feedback on how she should improve. I don't see anything at all.
So you can give you feedback.
Except one little point,
Oh, right.
which is actually related to Casey's point,
Oh.
and that is grooming. I thought that she dressed beautifully, but to bring up her beautiful brown, what you call it, beige dress, where the peach with black shoes, perhaps she should wear a black brooch, and that will bring up the whole thing, because in color grooming, we are supposed to repeat our colors 3 times. That sort of brings it all together.
Oh.
And with this, I really want to thank you for such a wonderful speech. Marvelous, you should do it and take up the other time, the other allotment of time that I have, because I just only reached the green one, so you can have the other.